Alright, hey guys, so today we're gonna get something pretty cool, but at the same time it's bittersweet when you think back to our Slayer RNG. We ended up getting the Yeti sword. Actually, we ended up getting the Hilt of True Ice, which we used to craft into the Yeti sword. And it was kind of funny when we got this. I didn't get the last hit on the mob that, ended up getting it. And I just kind of picked them like, huh, I have this in my inventory. And someone else last hit and they got the message. And it's like a 5% drop chance. Who knew? And we see it takes 6 stacks of enchanted pack dice, 32 enchanted iron. These cost about 12 mil. This cost about 4.5 mil. It's like a 16 mil sword. Pretty pricey. And then this, I don't know how much is this worth exactly. I've seen very few of them. I'd say maybe like 5 to 10 mil. I don't know though. I ended up getting a 150 sword. Not really the best. It's not being, looks like it's gonna be a middle of the pack sword. When you look at something like an AOTD, 225, 105, and they get 50 damage with spicy on it. You can't really compare them because it's not being 330 versus 305. So AOTD is gonna do more damage than it, unfortunately, and it's not really any good really if you just look at it, look at the stats. We do a quick little test hitting, 16k, kind of bit, and then 18k. So that's 30 extra damage for 25 in this case. Makes up a little bit, about 2200 damage difference, which is, I believe, it's like 1/8 more. So what do we learn? So Hypixel added this new weapon. Yeah, it's nice they had a new weapon and all. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. So we look at SCG. Here we have the Emperor, right? Drops Emperor's Skull, makes a Diver's Armor. Not a good set. It was the best set of its time, but yeah, and then we have boom, the Yeti. Drops Hilt of True Ice, Yeti Rod. Those are its rare drops. You can only access this zone for us like less than 12 hours once a week, every 5 days. Right? And here's the thing. Here is the really important thing. It's a level 25 requirement to fish it up. It's very rare to get the mob itself, and that's even more rare to get the drop. Like, it's such a low chance for it to be so bad. Like, it has this ability too. Like, the ability is just terrible. Like, it's so terrible. If you look at our stats, look at intelligence, I believe, right? So it boosts our magic damage. I assume that would fall under magic damage, right? Like, I believe it would. Let's test it out. Boom. I could not see the number that well, but that was not 4K, right? That was not 4K at all. So you have the sword with subpar stats, subpar ability. Why does it even have an ability like that? Are they trying to like be cool or something? We'll try it one more time. Hard to see. It's hard to see the damage through the smoke. I'm assuming you guys freeze frame it, or I could probably freeze frame it and check it. Either way, subpar ability. The meta we're going into is gonna have mobs with over like 100k life, right? So an ability like this is a waste of mana when you use something like an Overflux or the Mosquito Bow ability or anything really. So why would you even use this as your driver sword? I've already put in a suggestion to have this sword buffed because it needs a buff. Honestly, you need to get rid of this ability. I know the Yeti uses this like the Yeti mob uses that skill, but it shouldn't be that bad. Make it like a buff or something. Like, actually, that would actually be a really good idea. That just kind of spontaneously thought of. Instead of terrain toss, make it to an ability called Yeti's Rage or something that buffs the sword. Make it good, because then you'd actually have a tool to use your mana. That's one of the things. Is you put down your Overflux if you're meleeing, which I assume dungeons could be a melee dependent content, right? It could be good because right now the sword it'll set at about 345 once you like damage strength combined, which Midas sits at 435. So there's quite a big gap there to meet up. So they need to do something with the sword. So it's either, you know, numbers boost or give it some kind of really cool ability, because it's just too weak. And in its current state, I don't suggest touching it at all. Like, it's more expensive than an AOTD by a huge margin. I believe we'll, you know, take a quick look at the prices of AOTDs. Unless they've changed a whole lot, which I do not believe they have. And it's just not really worth like anything. Like, I wouldn't tell anyone, hey, go get that cool Yeti sword. So yeah, 5 mil, right? This thing is 3 times the price, but not even as close to being as good. It's like not even like 100 damage off. It's off by 2,000. And that makes no sense. It's the same. It's these rare items that they add to the game need to be better than what's already in the game. Like, an AOTD is not rare. There are so many in the game. There's probably tens of thousands of them in the game. But they insist on adding new items that are not good enough. Like the Reaper Scythe, this could have been the new Midas sword, with its ability, been the driver's sword for people. But they were scared to do that. It has more damage, yes, but they did not give it the strength stat to make it this as your main driver sword. But this is one of the things, is they're adding in these new items that are not good enough, because they do not want them overtaking what's in the game. The Midas sword, yes, it's the 50 mil item. You know, gotta factor in that price, but it's not hard to get 50 mil put towards an item like this. It just takes time. You could say, oh, it takes time grinding an item too, but no, it does not. It's random. You could spend hundreds of, you spend 50 mil, you spend 100 mil, you spend 200 mil without ever hitting a Slayer item. And then you're just out of luck because you didn't hit it. And that's the thing, is the Midas at this point, it shouldn't be on top anymore. They released the Yeti sword and the Reaper Scythe. Both of them are just completely inferior. And it should not be like that. Same with the Mosquito Bow, it's also inferior. So, in the end, guys, don't go for the Yeti sword unless they do something drastic with the Yeti sword. It's just insane that they add in rare drops that are just not, like, better in any way. And I really hope they stop doing that, because I know power creep is a thing, but it needs to be done, because there has to be some kind of improvement grind. When you hit your ceiling at the Midas sword, it doesn't take that much work to grind. So, yeah. I hope you guys, you know, happy to listen about this little talk about the Yeti sword. Do not buy it unless there are talks about buffs in the next, before dungeons come out. Hopefully they go through with doing something. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great day. Bye, everyone.